Betrayal is not just an act. It is a wound that cuts deeper than any physical pain, leaving scars on the soul that can last a lifetime. It is the silent thief that steals trust, the invisible dagger that shatters loyalty, and the poison that destroys the very foundation of meaningful relationships. When someone you've trusted with your heart, your secrets, and your deepest vulnerabilities turns against you, the pain is more than emotional. It reshapes how you see the world, how you trust others, and most importantly, how you value yourself. There are mistakes we can forgive, misunderstandings we can overlook, but some betrayals cross a line that can never be redrawn. These are not accidents, they are deliberate choices, acts that reveal a person's true nature, and once exposed, they demand closure, not reconciliation. Stoicism teaches us to accept reality as it is, not as we wish it to be. And the reality is this: forgiveness is a virtue, but never at the expense of your dignity. Inner peace is sacred, and those who betray it have no place in your life. Before we go deeper into this lesson, this is Stoic Inspire, the channel where timeless philosophy meets modern struggles. Here, we draw from the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus to help you build emotional resilience, protect your peace, and live with unshakable strength. Now, let's uncover the 3 greatest betrayals in relationships that should never be forgiven. 1. Disloyalty, the ultimate violation of trust. Loyalty is not just a virtue, it is the foundation upon which all relationships stand. Without loyalty, there can be no trust, no security, and no genuine connection. When someone betrays your trust through disloyalty, they are not just making a mistake, they are making a conscious choice to prioritize themselves over their commitment to you. This betrayal can take many forms: a friend who speaks ill of you behind your back, a partner who is unfaithful, or a family member who chooses personal gain over integrity. Disloyalty is not an accident, it is a statement of character. The Stoics believed in maintaining control over your own reactions while accepting the reality of human nature. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." This means that instead of retaliating or wasting your energy trying to change someone who has already revealed their true nature, you must simply remove them from your life. When disloyalty is exposed, the Stoic response is not to dwell on the pain, but to accept the truth, detach emotionally, and move forward without them. Some people will betray you and then return with excuses, pleading for forgiveness, blaming circumstances, or even trying to convince you that you overreacted. But you must recognize this. Repeated disloyalty is not a mistake, it is a pattern. Forgiving such betrayals only signals to the other person that they can do it again without consequences. If someone has proven that they lack loyalty, they have no place in your inner circle. No matter how much history you share, no matter how much you care, the damage of their betrayal is irreversible. Stoicism teaches us that peace is more valuable than false companionship. It is far better to be alone than to surround yourself with those who have no real allegiance to you. Seneca once said, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve." The people in your life should uplift you, remain loyal in your absence, and act with integrity. If someone has shown you disloyalty, your only duty is to walk away. Forgiving betrayal may sound noble, but in truth, it can be a form of self-betrayal. When you tolerate disloyalty, you teach yourself that your own standards don't matter. You undermine your own worth by keeping people who have already proven they don't value you. The strongest move you can make is to cut ties without hesitation and never look back. The Stoic way is to move forward with wisdom, not bitterness, to let go, but never forget. Deception, The poison that destroys relationships. Lies are more than just words. They are weapons. They erode trust, destabilize relationships, and slowly destroy the foundation of any meaningful connection. A single lie may seem small, but deception is never isolated. It is a pattern, a reflection of someone's true nature. When someone chooses to deceive you, they are not just hiding the truth. They are manipulating your perception of reality. And that is a betrayal far worse than a single act of wrongdoing. Stoicism teaches that truth is essential to inner peace. Without honesty, there can be no clarity, no stability, and no genuine trust between two people. A relationship built on deception is like a house built on sand. No matter how strong it may appear, it is destined to collapse. Seneca once warned, "A dishonest man spreads falsehoods first to others, then to himself." Those who live by lies eventually become trapped in their own illusions, but just because they suffer their own downfall does not mean you should suffer alongside them. When someone deceives you, they are making a conscious choice, a choice to prioritize selfish interests over honesty, a choice to manipulate rather than communicate, a choice to show you that your trust is disposable to them. And once trust is broken, it rarely, if ever, returns to its original state. Some people will argue that everyone lies, that small lies are harmless, that deception is simply part of human nature. But Stoicism rejects moral compromise. A lie is not harmless when it cracks the bond of trust. A lie is not insignificant when it forces you to question everything that came before. Deception is not just dishonesty, it is control. The deceiver seeks to twist reality in their favor, often at your expense. And when you allow deception to go unpunished, you enable it. When you tolerate lies, you invite more of them. There will always be those who lie to cover mistakes, who deceive to gain advantage, who manipulate to avoid consequences. But a Stoic response is simple: unwavering detachment. Do not waste energy decoding intentions or fixing the character of a liar. Accept reality for what it is and remove yourself from the web of deceit. Epictetus once said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." Those who live by deception believe they are clever, but in truth they are blind. Blind to truth, blind to growth, blind to self-mastery. You cannot change them, but you can change how you respond. A Stoic does not waste time with liars. A Stoic does not let deception fester in his life. The moment someone lies to you, see it clearly. It is betrayal. Forgiving deceit is not strength, it is permission for more of it. Protect your dignity. Guard your peace. 3. Broken trust. The irreparable damage that ends all bonds. Trust is the foundation of every meaningful relationship. Without it, there is nothing. It takes years to build, seconds to break, and often a lifetime to repair. When someone breaks your trust, they don't just betray your faith in them, they shatter the very bond that held the relationship together. Trust is not only about honesty, it is about reliability, consistency, and integrity. When you trust someone, you hand them access to your vulnerabilities, your secrets, and your deepest emotions. You allow them into a sacred space few are ever allowed to enter. And when they betray that trust, whether through disloyalty, deception, or deliberate harm, they prove they were never worthy of it in the first place. Stoicism teaches us to accept human nature as it is, not as we wish it to be. People will fail us. People will act in selfish ways. People will betray us, often without regret. But what separates a Stoic from the rest is how we choose to respond. The mistake most people make is believing that broken trust can be fully repaired, that apologies, time, or repeated assurances can restore things to the way they were before. But the truth is harsh. Once trust is broken, it is never the same again. It is like a shattered mirror. No matter how carefully you glue the pieces back together, the cracks remain. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, When someone has done you wrong, do not dwell on what they have done, but on what you can do in response. And the response to broken trust should always be self-preservation, not blind forgiveness. Ask yourself, would you drink from a poisoned well just because someone swore the water was clean? Would you rebuild your home on a foundation that has already collapsed? Then why would you give another chance to someone who has already proven capable of betraying you? The reality is clear. When trust is broken, that person has already made their choice. They valued selfish desires over loyalty, integrity, and respect. And that choice is irreversible, even if they regret it later, even if they beg for forgiveness, even if they promise change. The damage has been done. You can try to convince yourself things will be different, but deep down, you will always question them. You will always wonder, are they lying again? Are they hiding something? Will they betray me once more? That endless uncertainty is a burden far heavier than the pain of simply letting them go. Some will tell you to forgive and forget, but Stoicism does not teach blind forgiveness. It teaches wisdom, boundaries, and self-respect. Seneca said it best, "He who spares the guilty punishes the innocent." By forgiving those who have broken your trust, you are not showing strength. You are setting yourself up for future pain. The Stoic response is not revenge, not bitterness, not anger. It is calm detachment. Walk away with dignity. Accept the lesson. Strengthen your boundaries, and never allow the same betrayal to happen twice. The greatest act of self-respect is knowing when to let go. Forgiveness should be reserved for mistakes, not for deliberate acts of betrayal. Trust, once broken, should never be handed back freely. Betrayal is a painful lesson, but it is also a necessary one. Not all betrayals deserve forgiveness, and not everyone who apologizes deserves a second chance. Disloyalty, deception, and broken trust. These are the ultimate violations that must never be tolerated. A Stoic does not waste time with those who have already revealed their true nature. Your peace, your dignity, and your self-respect are worth more than any bond built on lies. The strongest move is not revenge, it is indifference. Walk away, never look back, and build a life where betrayal has no power over you. If this message spoke to you, take control of your growth by joining us here at Stoic Inspire. Subscribe to the channel, share your thoughts in the comments, and continue your journey toward wisdom, strength, and inner peace. Remember, the storms of life will always come, but with Stoic philosophy as your guide, you will stand unshaken.